Hello students, this video is brought to you by Ms. Bhanupriya from the chapter Acids, Bases and Salts of class 7th from your NCERT book. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all about the topic which we have discussed yesterday. So we have discussed about the introduction of this chapter and what is the meaning of the word change. We have discussed in detail. I have given you many examples which were telling you about the various types of changes which is taking place in the surrounding. Now today, on the basis of yesterday's concept, today we are going to discuss about the types of changes. So there the changes which we have studied yesterday could be classified broadly on the basis of the formation of substances and where is that change taking place. It is of two types. So the two types of changes are physical change and the chemical change. So the physical changes and the chemical changes are based upon the type of product which is formed. Okay, the type of product which is formed, and we have seen that in any reaction, whenever the reaction is taking place, reactants are going to combine to give you products. So whether a old product will remain whether one old product will be remaining in the same manner or a new product will be formed, on the basis of this only we will discuss these two types of changes, that is physical changes and the chemical changes. So the first is physical changes, which we are going to discuss about. Physical changes refers to the change in the physical properties such as shape, size, color and state. Now this concept also is there. What is the this concept about the physical change lies upon the physical properties. So what is the meaning of the word physical properties? First let us understand that. So I think yesterday also I had described about this physical properties. Today again I will discuss that what is the meaning of the word physical property first, then only you will be able to understand much about this physical changes. Okay, so the physical changes means physical properties means those properties which you could see. Okay, those properties which are visible, so they are called the physical properties. Okay, it's very easy to remember. The appearance of any object is because of its physical property. Okay, now if you have yesterday also I gave you the example that if you have to describe anything by only looking at it, then how will you describe the thing? For example, if I tell you to describe about this board of your class, then what are you going to tell you? Your board is rectangular in shape, your class blackboard is rectangular in shape, then it is having the corners which is made up of the metal, then you will say that its background is green in color, so you will say that we are able to write smoothly on with the help of chalk on it. So all these are the shape, size we are we are saying it about, and it is solid in its nature. So means we are telling about the state of any substance, shape of any substance, size of any substance. So if these shape, size and yes, of course, yes, the color of this blackboard is whatever it is. Now the state, shape, color, size, all these are the things which are very much visible to you all. You can easily recognize by seeing the things. Okay, now these properties which are appearing in nature, which you could see them properly, these properties are known as the physical properties. Means you could touch, you could feel, you could see. So this is about the physical properties. Now if the changes which is taking place only in the changes in color, shape, size, matter, state of matter, it is known as the physical property. Okay, so such changes are mostly reversible changes. Okay, they are reversible in nature if and no new substance is formed. So we have studied about the three things in this physical changes. The physical change is considered only in the change in the physical properties. Any alteration or any change will be taking place in the physical properties only. That means its shape is going to be changed, its color is going to be changed, its state is going to be changed, and secondly the reactions are reversible reaction. Physical changes are always, or maximum times it is reversible, not always. I could say these changes are mostly reversible in nature. Next thing is that there is no new substances formed. So this is the way by which you could study about the, you could distinguish between the physical change, that whether a given change is a physical change or not. Okay, now these are the examples of the physical change. Okay, now what are these examples? Just look at it and just tell me, is this example satisfying the definition of the physical change or not, that we have studied just now? Please look at it and tell me. So these are describing, these are very nicely describing the definition of your physical change. That physical change means the changes in the physical properties. Now here the property of shape is being used here. Okay, first I'll let you know, it's very easy, but still I would let you know that what all examples I have included here in the physical change. So the first picture is showing you about the paper cuttings. The paper is in a proper shape, then it is going to be cut into smaller pieces. Okay, next thing, you have to fold a paper into a definite shape of making a bird. Next, you can crush the paper also. This paper is smooth, then it has been crushed and became this ball like structure, this ball like shaped. Okay, now next is the kneading of flour. So this fourth picture is telling you about kneading of flour for chapatis. Now next, these things I would just like to tell you that yes, it is satisfying the physical properties, changes in the physical properties only. How? Let us see. So I'll explain this first example. That the first example was there in which a paper was in a very plain shape, in a good shape. It was looking very nice. Now next thing, what has happened, you have used your scissors and then you have cut these papers in an haphazard form. Okay, now this next paper is in the form of small pieces, in the small bits. So the quality, the property of the paper has not changed, only the physical properties have changed. Its chemical will remain same. This is also a bit of paper, this is also a paper. So these are the bits of paper, this is also a paper. Now why? So this is known as a physical change. This is a perfect example of physical change. Okay, in the second example, where the paper is there, where you are folding this paper and then you are making a bird in a very, you can fold these papers in a very nice shape. Okay, either you could make various shapes like bird or aeroplane. Everybody, I hope that everybody has made that aeroplane by folding the paper, or paper boat you have made. Okay, so many paper folding articles could be made by folding the paper in a proper manner. So whether after folding the paper or which is in the form of this bird, is this change has changed any chemical properties of the paper? Do you think that any chemical property, firstly it was paper, now it has become a cloth, or it has become a real bird? No, it's not that. It will remain the same, only the shape has changed. So the shape, size, here size has changed, shape has changed, here the shape of the paper has changed. Okay, now here what has happened, if you will fold the paper in a very you will crush the paper simply, then what will happen? It is going to form like this. Only the linings are there, its shape has changed, its size has changed, but the property is not going to change. The chemical property is not going to change in this state, only the shape has changed. So we can just bring back this shape again. Yes, you could bring back this shape again. After once you open this folds, you can keep this under inside a book, then you will see that the paper has again came back in its original form. So these are the reversible reactions. These are the reversible change. This is also reversible change, this is also reversible change. If you would have cut this into very tiny piece, this could not be a reversible change, but if you have cut these pieces into 4 parts, then it could be a reversible change. You could use the tape, from shallow tape, that from beside, and you could bring this paper back. Okay, so you can make this paper in its original form. You could get that paper back. Here also, if you open this bird, you will bring back to its original form. So these are also the reverse forms of reversible changes. Now next is the kneading of flour. Is this a physical change? Yes, it is a physical change, but this is one of the irreversible change. Okay, this is an irreversible change. Why irreversible change? After kneading a flour, after rolling a chapati, is this going to bring back in the dry form? No, it cannot be brought back into the dry form. Now this is also a reversible, this is also a change, this is also a physical change, because only the powder formed has been converted into the needed flour form. Okay, so this is changing the state, this is changing the shape of the powder into a dough, because we have added water to it, but the physical property is not going to change. This will remain flour after also and before also, as before also. So it was in powdered form, we were telling it as this is the flour, but after putting water into it, after kneading this, it has become a dough. Only the structure has changed, the shape has changed, the color has changed. Okay, so this is what is about the physical change. If you dye a paper, if you paint a paper in red color, or if I am writing this something on this, I make it completely red in color, so the color has changed, the paper's color has changed, but it has not changed the property of the paper. So these changes which is occurring only in the physical properties, so such type of change is known as the physical change. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. You could read some more examples from your book, or you could make a list of such physical changes in your copy. Next thing is that, see, some more examples of physical changes are given here. In physical change, only the physical properties are going to change, and remember, these are the only physical properties. The shape, size, state, color, only these are the physical properties which appear on seeing on it. So the properties which appear on an object is known as the physical properties. Here the tearing of paper, it is a physical change. Yes, you could just bring this change back. This melting of ice, this melting of ice cream is changing its matter from solid to liquid state. Next, rolling of chapati, so this is also a change which could be reversed back. So most of the changes of physical change are falling under the category of reversible change. And this crushed can also it has changed the shape. Yes, its appearance has changed, but it has not changed the chemical properties of these cans. So the properties, the changes which will take place only in the physical properties, that will be known as the physical change. Melting of wax, all these are the examples of physical change. Okay, so these are the very good examples, and you could make the list of the changes which are falling under the category of physical change. Okay, now next is the characteristics of physical change. What will be the features of physical change? We'll study this in detail. The physical changes are the temporary changes. Okay, we can easily reverse to form the original substance. In such a case, no new substance is formed. Whether any new substance is formed in these changes, before tearing also it was paper, and after tearing also it is a bits of paper, but it is not going to be another means if we are tearing it, it became a cloth. No, it is not like that. So the piece of paper will remain the piece of paper after tearing it into small pieces. Also, after cutting it, after folding it, it is also remaining the same piece of paper, but the shape will be changed. In the same manner, this ice cream has melted from the solid state to the liquid state. So this liquid state, if you are freezing it again, is going to form again, it is going to form as a ice cream. It is not going to be formed as something else. It is not going to form in any cold drink. It is not going to form any another type of substance. So the physical properties will only change. It will come back to its original form. So no new substance will be formed. I mean to say that. Next thing is that we notice that the important characteristics of physical changes are as follows. Now, no new substance is formed. This is the first property of the chemical change. Where here no new substance will be formed means the chemical properties are not going to change. I'll just discuss about the chemical nature after some time in the chemical changes. So this is a temporary change and generally reversible. It is generally reversible. Okay, so this is the very much this thing has to be noted down, that these changes are the temporary changes. They are not going to be reversed. Okay, so they are generally reversible. Okay, so they are generally reversible. And next is a temporary change. You could change the color. The color of the change of the color could take place, the change of the shape could take place, but you could bring back into its original form. Next, very little energy or heat is either evolved or absorbed. So there is very less energy required to change the shape. Okay, so for melting this ice cream, the energy will be absorbed, and for freezing, the energy will be evolved. Okay, so this is what is about energy evolution and the energy absorption, but that also takes place in very less amount, in very small amount. Okay, so this is these are the features of physical changes, where if any change will have these all features, then only the change will be considered as a physical change. Okay, so this is about the characteristics of physical changes. Okay, the next is the chemical change. The next category of the change is the chemical changes. Now we will study about the second type of the chemical change, that is the second type of the change that is known as the chemical change. Now chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Why these chemical changes are also known as chemical reactions? Because without any reaction, the chemical properties could not be changed. Okay, so if we are if any chemical change will take place, it is because of the chemical reactions. Means chemicals will be combining to form the new substance. Just before, in the last lesson, we have studied about acids, bases and salts, where I have discussed about the neutralization reaction, where acid was reacting with base to form salt and water. Okay, so this salt and water, these were the reactants, these were the chemicals. These chemicals were combining, these chemicals were changing, these chemicals were undergoing a reaction. After the reaction, we came to know that the two products are formed, and these are completely a new substance from where we have started initially. Okay, this was a base, this was an acid, and it was chemically very much different from the salt. Okay, so this new substance is formed. It means that neutralization reaction, or after any chemical reaction, the chemical change will be happening, because the initial things, the raw materials, the reactants are going to be changed into a new form, into a new state. So that is known as the chemical change. Okay, and that is why chemical changes are also known as the chemical reactions. A chemical change occurs when two substances reacts chemically. Just now I told you the example, to form a new substance. Okay, so two things we have studied, that a chemical change is occurring because of the chemical process, because of the chemical reaction, and a new substance will definitely be formed. So this is the way of distinguishing the physical and the chemical change, where a new substance is going to be formed. All the new substances which we use in various fields of life are produced as a result of chemical changes or chemical reactions. So please remember the word chemical change and chemical reaction, both are the same things. Okay, chemical change and this chemical reaction, both are the same things. Okay, next is the chemical. See, this is an example of chemical change where rusting of iron is taking place. It is an irreversible reaction. Remember that it is an irreversible reaction, where we cannot change, we cannot bring back the substance into its original form. Okay, now here the chemical changes leads in the production of a new substance, that is known as a chemical change. These changes are always irreversible, always irreversible. There is no change where you could reverse the changes. Okay, and few exceptional cases might be there, but mostly or it is known as irreversible changes. Now some chemical changes occurred in our life, such as rusting of iron, silver jewelry getting tarnished, or copper articles getting covered with green color. And a simple example which is taking place in your home, that is setting of curd. You are taking milk, okay, and you will add some curd to it, and after some time it is going to be converted into the form of curd. The whole milk is going to got converted into the curd. So the property of the chemical from where we have started means it was a milk, it was having all proteins in it, and it was not having any acid, but as soon as you added curd to it, it was set into a curd. Now the curd has some very much different properties from the milk. It has acid in it now. It has lactic acid in it. So this lactic acid is going to be settled down. Are you be able to bring back this curd into milk? whether it is a form of whether it is the milk only, but the composition has completely changed. So this is an example of chemical change. Okay, here also in the rusting process, so this rusting is going to be it is going to corrode away the iron metals, iron object, but will this rusted form of iron is going to be brought back into its original form? No. After rusting, what happens? The layer of the metal gets corroded and it is going to be removed. So this is why, these types of changes where the properties could not be reversed back, the change could not be reversed back, it is known as the chemical change. Okay. Next thing is that for example the burning of wood. So when you are burning a wood, then what is happening there? So after burning, the ashes are formed. Okay, if you are burning a wood, then what is happening? So after burning, the ashes are formed. These ashes are completely different from where we have started. Okay, so we have started from the wood and we are left only with the ashes. So it is grey in color, its chemical composition is also very much different from that of the wood. So here is these types of reaction where a new substance is formed is known as a chemical reaction, and such change is known as chemical change. Okay, now here in this case of rusting, the reaction is written here in this picture, that iron is going to react with oxygen and water and moisture and oxygen, then it is going to give rise into form of rust. Okay, we will discuss this in the later chapter in detail. Next thing is that the chemical, how will you classify the chemical reaction? I mean, how will you identify that whether a given change is a chemical change or it is a chemical reaction? As we have studied about the properties of physical changes, these are the properties of chemical changes. So chemical changes are going to give rise to heat, energy, or any other radiation such as ultraviolet radiation may be given off or it is being absorbed. Fine. So the first characteristic is that it is going to evolve heat, light, or any other radiation. Next thing is that sound will be produced. Okay, then for example, burning of cracker is a type of a chemical change where the cracker was taken and then the firework, it has caught fire and then it has changed. It is going to give rise to the sound, also heat and light will be produced. So this is what is the complete example of a chemical change. Okay, now next is that it is a small smell is going to be taken place, small smell is going to be given off. So when after burning of cracker, a smell also comes out. Next thing is that color will change. Yes, the color will change. Next, the gases will be formed. Burning of wood is also a perfect example to study all these chemical properties of the chemical change. Okay, so what is happening when you burn a wood? It is going to give rise to heat, light. Okay, then sound will not be produced, but it is going to be burned it is going to burn a very large amount, with a very large amount of heat, giving large amount of heat and light. Next, smell will be coming out. Yes, the color change will take place. Yes, the color is going to be changed of wood. It is going to change from brown to red or brown to orange or yellow. Next will be a gas will be formed. Yes, a gas is also formed when this wood is going to be burned. Okay, so these are the changes, these are the properties by which you could identify whether the given change is a chemical or physical change. So these were the identifying features of the chemical change. Okay, so next is the corrosion or rusting. Next, this is one more example of corrosion. So here what is present is the corrosion is nothing but it is just same as rusting. So corrosion is a wide term where it is used for it takes place on each and every metal, but if it is going to take place on the surface of iron, then it is called rusting. So it is a special case of, it is one of the case of corrosion, but corrosion can take place in each and every object, in each and every metallic object. Okay, next, corrosion can cause damage to car bodies, bridge, iron railings, ships, and to all objects which are made up of metal, especially those of iron. Yes, so it is very much common in iron because it is going to take place very rapidly in the iron objects. Okay, in case of rusting of copper, the metallic copper reacts with oxygen okay, where carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and the atmospheric moisture is going to develop a green color over it. You could see here the green color over it. So this is known as copper hydroxide will be formed, and copper carbonate is also formed. So this is because of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate, which is going to give you green in color. So here one of the copper object is kept, where you can see this green colored rusting over it. So this is known as corrosion. Okay, so we just call it as rust. It is not called as rusting of copper, it is only called as corrosion of copper. Okay, so rusting of copper is also correct, it's not wrong, but rusting is always mainly it is being noticed in the case of iron only. So what is the reaction taking place? This copper is going to react with water and carbon dioxide and oxygen from the atmosphere. It is going to form two new chemicals, that is the copper hydroxide and copper carbonate, which is going to give green in color. Next thing is that next example of the chemical change is this tarnishing of silver articles. So this tarnishing word is used with the silver articles, where this is also a rusting of silver, but the word which is used here will be tarnishing of silver articles. The metallic silver is going to react with hydrogen sulfide, and it is not going to react with the oxygen, it is going to react with the sulfur present in the air and gets tarnished. It gets black in color. You could see the black colored spoon. This was of silver, and then it has changed into a tarnished form. So this tarnished form is because of a new chemical that is known as silver sulfide. Now next is burning of magnesium ribbon is another example of a chemical change, where when a ribbon is of magnesium is going to brought near a flame, it starts burning with a very brilliant flame, and a powdery white ash will be formed after the burning of this magnesium ribbon. So the new substance which is formed will be magnesium oxide in the form of white ashes. Now when you are adding water to this ashes, means magnesium oxide is dissolved in water, it is going to form magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so this is another new chemical. So you can see that after every chemical reaction a new substance is formed. Okay, so these new substances are formed and categorizing such types of reaction in the form of chemical reaction, or it is also known as chemical change. Okay, so please remember, a new substance will be formed after the chemical reaction, but in physical reactions, in physical changes, no change is taking place. That is why we are just telling that physical change is a change, but chemical change is also accompanied with a chemical reaction. Okay, so this was about the chemical change or the chemical reaction. See, this is another one more example of chemical change is change in color. So in this you could see that this is a fresh apple and this has become a rotten one. So once the fruit is getting rotten up, it is going to change the color. Even odor is also going to be changed. Now next is that during change in color could also be happening during rusting. Also iron object changes the color, silver also changes the color, and the object also has changed the color, which is made of copper. So corrosion changes the color. A change in the state can also happen. Change in the state means, see, when a chemical reaction is taking place, it is going to change the color because vapors are going to be formed. It is going to change the state completely, but if this is not going to change the state completely, then this means it is going to change the state after heating. See, when you are heating an iron, if you are heating a camphor, and then what happens after heating a camphor, it is going to be sublimated, means it is going to be converted into the gaseous form. So this camphor is going to be converted into the gaseous form because of sublimation process, means you could not see the camphor. Okay, so this is one of the changing in the state. This camphor was solid initially, and after sublimating, this has changed into a gaseous form. Okay, so this was about the change in the state. Next is the change in the odor. Okay, this is very much clear that if you are putting the vegetables and the fruits like that, only after some time it is going to be spoiled. So after spoiling, it changes its smell. Next change could be in the temperature. There could be change in the temperature, as when the chemical reaction is taking place, exothermic it is going to give rise to a it is going to give rise to heat. So if any reaction where heat is evolved is known as exothermic reaction. देखो यहाँ पर दिया हुआ है lime, that is calcium oxide. This calcium oxide is going to be reacted with water to give rise to a new chemical that is called calcium hydroxide, or it is also known as slaked lime. So whenever this calcium oxide is reacting with water, it is going to give rise to a calcium hydroxide. This calcium hydroxide is a new chemical. So this new chemical, this is known as quicklime, this is known as slaked lime. So this is a completely new chemical is formed with the evolution of heat. So if the heat is evolved, this is an exothermic reaction. See, you can see here the vapors are rising up, and definitely this vapors rises up when you are adding when you are taking large amount of calcium oxide with water. Okay, when you are adding water to it, it is definitely going to give rise to a large amount of heat. So this was about the changes in the temperature. It could release the gas also here in aerobic respiration, where the energy is going to be consumed, where the energy is going to be released after the absorption in the food in the intestine. So here glucose is going to react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. It releases a gas. Okay, or simply if the burning of wood is taking place, then what is happening? The gases are evolved from this. Okay. Next is the chemical changes which is taking place in our daily life. So these are the chemical changes which is taking place in our daily life. Is the metals which we get is we are getting it from the earth's crust after certain reactions, after chemical reactions only. They are in the impure form, they are being pure. Okay, next, medicines which we eat, which we take because of certain disease. So these medicines are formed because of the chemical reactions, and many products which are formed, which you could see in your surrounding, is because of the chemical reactions. The plastics which are formed is also because of chemical reactions. Okay, so there could be many other chemical reactions where magnesium ribbon is burnt, burning of wood, coal and leaf, explosion of firework. It is also a chemical change producing heat, light and sound, and unpleasant gases also pollute the environment. The food gets spoiled. This also we have discussed. Now if we cut a slice of an apple, then what will happen? After some time leaving it into the air, it is going to react with oxygen to change the chemical. This is also a chemical change. Similarly, if you cut a surface of potato or brinjal, then it turns back into black in color after some time. It is because of the chemical change. Next, when a base is neutralized with an acid, this is known as neutralization reaction, and it is also an example of chemical change. Fine. During photosynthesis also the gases are formed, that is oxygen is formed. It is also an example of chemical change. In the digestion also many changes are going to take place. Okay, so these things we have discussed earlier also in details in the various chapters. And now the difference between the chemical and the physical changes are as follows. The chemical change is the composition of the chemical composition of the substance is not changing in the physical change, whereas the composition of the composition of chemicals are going to change in the chemical changes. Yes. So a new substance is not formed in physical change, a new substance is formed in the chemical change. These changes are mostly reversible, these changes are not irreversible. So chemical changes are mostly irreversible. Why mostly? Because some changes of chemicals are also there which are reversible. So we cannot say that all the changes, but there are maximum changes are irreversible in nature, which are known as the chemical changes. For example, here physical changes, ice converts into water into steam, whereas in chemical changes the paper is going to turn, if you are burning up paper, it is going to turn back into ashes. So these are the examples of chemical changes, and these are the differences between the physical and the chemical changes. So today we have discussed about the chemical and the physical changes, where we have seen about the types of physical properties and the chemical properties on the basis of which the changes are going to take place, and we have also categorized the physical change and the chemical change on the basis of the substance which is formed, on the basis of the product which is formed. In the physical change, no new substance is formed, remember, and the chemical changes always give rise to a new product. Okay, so these were all about the physical and the chemical changes. Okay, now I hope you all have understood these two topics very well. Now we are going to meet in the next video with the next topic for the discussion. That's all for today's video.